Now, is this everybody from the McKees Creek area still? Or
No,
you're from
Webster Road.
Webster Road. Okay, and Webster Road as well?
No, we're McKees.
Okay.
Town Mountain.
Okay, well, I just got a little bit of information here. This is what I passed out on the first few meetings we originally had when we first started. And all this is just talks about the neighborhood watch as far as, since I'm 6 feet apart here, I can't talk with that thing on. But with the Summersville neighborhood watch here, all this talks about is what you can do as far as your part in the community while participating in this program for the neighborhood watch. Also, just talks on here of what you can do as far as important issues that are important to you that you can bring up here. Talks about what the neighborhood watch can do for you and your community. Of course, talks about fighting crime for a safer community, and then just kind of has some bullet points here talking about what again this can do. It's a great program. We're really hoping to get this off the ground. It's kind of rough here and there, and this COVID is not helping for sure. But again, we're going to try to keep these annual meetings up at least once a month. I talked to Joey Myers over here. He gave me some information on trying to do some stuff for more publicizing as far as like sending an actual mailer out, which would be a great idea. So that's something we're going to try to toss to the city council and the mayor and see if maybe that's something we can do to try to get more information out there. So really appreciate you bringing that in there. Trying to be proactive to get this going and get this off the ground here. But again, just kind of going through this, I'll give this to you guys here. It also talks about some of the do's and don'ts to kind of give you an idea of, okay, this is what you can, we want you to do and what not to do. So we don't want you going out there and being like some vigilante and saying, hey, don't do this and that. But just has a little bit of some contact information here. I don't know if you all are familiar with the non-emergency line with the 911 center. It's 872-4911, but it is listed in here. I'm just talking about how you can report these report this suspicious activity. And again, once we get this program going, like I've been talking with Bill here, we're hoping to get him as one of our leads for your all's area, and then in more community areas that we get in for the different wards, hopefully we can get someone to kind of take a stand and be their representative as well, so we can build that chain going on. So go through here. And again, appreciate everybody coming out here. Actually had a day that was warmer than 40 degrees, so it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
So we were talking about having ward liaisons, which I was talking about Bill here. Once we get some assigned, we'll have that kind of wrote in here, what their responsibilities are, which would be like maintaining block map information, assisting the coordination and planning and conducting meetings. So that way we can talk with you guys and in the community to see, hey, what is best for everybody so we can get this going for everything on that end. Designate work assignments. So like some things we'll do, I know sometimes we have some utility poles that have bulbs that go out or lights that go out. Try to do some stuff like that. Or if we see any kind of road damage on your streets that you want repaired, we can try to put some work orders in for that. Just little things like that to kind of keep us busy. Again, improving our community, not only just for deterring crime, but just improving it overall maintenance-wise too. Let's see. Of course, the liaisons would also maintain an accurate and current listing of watch members. So people again in your area, Bill, with him being in that position there, will try to help keep updated listings. So that way we know, hey, this is who we can get to come up to these meetings. Of course, notify residents of trainings and meetings, which I think Bill, that's how we got some of the people here tonight for that. And then of course serves as a liaison between the coordinators and you guys. So, and then it talks about your responsibilities as far as a citizen. Of course, actively participate in neighborhood watch program activities, cooperate to support law enforcement personnel, cooperate with the ward liaisons, educate family members, particularly children, about crime prevention, report criminal activities promptly, report suspicious behavior and activities, secure personal property, and set favorable examples for the community. So we can all, try to be the best we can be. And of course, our role as the police department would be to inform the coordinators of updated prevention methods and programs. So if there's something coming up that we're seeing that could help you guys out in the community, we'll let you guys know. Of course, maintain contact between coordinators and liaisons. meet with neighbors on occasions. If something's going on, we can go up there and meet and, you know, take care of some issues if there are any. Of course, notify the coordinators of any kind of crime patterns that we might be observing. So, like for instance, if we see a lot of car break-ins, then, you know, we can get with you guys and say, hey, this is what we're seeing in this area. Keep a watchful eye out, keep things locked up, stuff like that. Of course, also try to give you guys crime awareness training. So we wanted to also try to start doing some training things for you guys. I know one officer has talked about trying to put on some jiu-jitsu or something like that. So I don't know if that's something that he can be going on. I don't know. But we'll see how that goes for him on that end. But still, we will try to do some programs to help you guys also, you know, better everything on that end. And of course, serve as a resource for speakers. So it just has a little more information on here. I'll let you guys kind of to go through this here. I'll give each one of y'all one of these here. Really not much to cover. Again, kind of short-handed here today, and we actually got tied up with a few other things. That's why it's only myself and Patrolman Hypes here today. So I'm staying busy, which isn't a bad thing, but it's not a really good thing either. So, but I'll go ahead and start handing these out. How many copies would you guys like? 1, 2, 3. Okay. One? All right. Like one as well? Bill, was you wanting to step up and say anything today, or?
Yeah. Have you all heard anything about the sign?
Not since last we talked. I do have neighborhood watch signs for our areas. I need to get them, or get with the city crew, see where we want. Hey, how are you? See where we want to place those, and then get with them to make sure it's approved, and then get them hung up. But I've got the neighborhood watch signs on hand, just kind of waiting to go from there. As far as like kind of speed limit signs, I haven't heard anything else up with that. I was hoping for some other members to be here today, but haven't seen anybody yet. But if not, I'll try to contact them this week as well. So.
Between you all decide, or we all decide?
As a community for your area, where that's how I would want to do it, is to talk with you guys, because you all are there. You see the biggest pattern as far as where traffic comes up, down, you know, and who would see it the best.
The reason I'd like to have it placed different, I've been there 15 years, and I haven't even noticed the signs until we started having these meetings. Of course, they're old, you can't read them or anything, except for the mile per hour.
Yeah.
But I like to have them just a little bit better placed where they're noticeable.
Well, we can do that. I'd be happy to try to get that on there for you. I did know that I seen some on, I think it was Brady Avenue, that there were some old neighborhood watch signs that, you know, could be replaced. Or hopefully we can get some people in that ward too that can start participating and saying where they want to place those as well. But yeah, I've got those at the office as soon as we can figure out where you all want to put them. And also, I mean, you have my number too. Whatever ideas, if something pops up, text me anytime, call me. I'll be happy to help. So yeah, I was texting one number, so somebody has all the neighborhood watch times. So I don't know who they are, but they got them. They weren't saying anything back. So.
Just one last thing. I asked everybody that was here the first meeting. We had a really good meeting. If they had seen anybody patrolling. Now, I know you all are busy. I don't take anything from you. But just every now and then, if we just see somebody, and none of us have seen anybody, but from whatever 10 o'clock on, we don't see him back home to either a dad or whatever. But just,
I know myself, like on our shift, we try to, if it's not me, either Pipes, or I know Patrolman or PFC Bells had actually said the other night that he went up there and made a few passes. So we try to make passes because we go, even though the very end of the road's like outside the city, we still go up and come back down through there. But we do try to make our passes. And also, this is Patrolman Barnett. He's our evening shift officer. So he's representing their shift, and you know, he can relay to his supervisor too, to try to get some people going up on there. If he can even do it himself. Over on the Keys Creek area, just to increase patrols up towards Town Mountain.
Oh,
Not
sure.
that way.
Yeah, I make a good bit of rounds through there through my shift, but I'll relay the message to make sure all of us trust you.
okay.
Maybe if you could kind of hit right after school time, because there's a lot of kids that walk home and walk up that area.
That's true.
Good idea.
And that's the thing too, we usually are granted school patrols. It's through the Governor's Highway Safety. And that's when they usually have us watching the school zones or areas close within that or follow buses. Again, COVID's kind of put a hindering on that, so we really haven't had a lot of those programs come through. But we still try to hit it too. I know we've had a lot of issues with red lights. I don't know if you all have seen issues with the red lights lately, but we have been getting people hammering those lights. I mean, running through them like crazy. So we're really trying to increase our patrols on that as well. So the new intersection, knock on wood, hopefully this is wood, we really haven't had an issue out of the new intersection yet. I know we've had a lot of fatalities in that intersection before. So with it being there, it's kind of hopefully deterred some of that or at least prevented some issue on that end. But we'll try to get some people in the area, especially for the school release.
That'd be about 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll make sure whenever I'm out.
It's before that.
What, probably about 2:30?
That was out at 2:30. I don't know what time to the.
Well, we're on
I would prefer a little
I
later,
get
like when
there.
the junior high gets there.
3:45.
Yeah, about 3:45, because that's usually the kids
Is
that's
that what
walking.
time?
Okay.
Because the grade school usually, they're getting picked up by adults. The middle
I'll
school
relay the
ones
message. I
walking.
work Monday through Thursday. I'll make sure I go and make the rounds at that time, and then I'll relay the message on the days I'm not there. Make sure somebody's when the school lets out.
And that's another thing too.
Sure.
We're now on 10-hour shifts, which will help improve coverage. So we'll actually have lapse coverage, which will be more for you guys. I mean, we'll have more officers out. So not only could the evening shift also patrol that, but I think day shift will also cover into that evening shift there portion too. So we can also let them know and kind of get them in that area. So
Now, did Joey explain to you what he can do or try to do?
yes.
Okay.
And that's something
a great
that,
idea.
I'll talk with the chief and the mayor. I talked to him about that. I know at one point, I don't know who mentioned it once, maybe adding it to a water bill. I don't know if that's something they can do. If not, I would love to do this route because this would literally hit everybody within the city limits with an informational letter of some type to let them know that there was a meeting coming up. But yeah, it sounds like a great idea. I love it. So hopefully get that ball rolling too. I'll talk with Timmy as well. I was actually talking to him a little earlier. He would have been here tonight, but he got a schedule conflict. So it happens because we were trying to shoot for this meeting on Thursday, but then they had other stuff going on Thursday, so we had to bump it to Tuesday. And so
Yeah, I called to get in touch with the mayor about 11 o'clock, and he was in meetings, and he didn't get a chance to call me back.
He stays pretty busy, that's for sure. So,
Okay.
anything else that anyone wants to bring anything up or talk, or any kind of issues coming up in anyone's areas that might be something we need to address?
Contact about the city about streetlights out.
I say that's something as far as streetlights. We usually have a form that we do, and what we were going to do for the neighborhood watch program is to give that to the liaison, and then whoever, if he wants to delegate, okay, hey, who wants to check some streetlights tonight, if they're having to drive around, they can do a checklist. But if anything might get with Bill here, I'll give you, everyone here tonight, I'll try to give you my card. If you see him out, just let me know, text me,
Okay.
and I'll relay that to the city crew, because usually that's something we do as well, is we'll go out, and if we see a street light out, we fill out the form requisition for it and go from there. But sometimes we just kind of get sidetracked and forget about looking for lights. So,
Oh, I understand.
but yeah,
But I did learn today that if you want a streetlight, a city streetlight put up, they put up 3 to 5 a year. So if you have a pole in on your street and the city, you call in and maybe Joey goes out.
probably. Did they say if it cost anything to
No, not for the person. The city pays, I guess, or.
Yeah, we had an extra one put on Town Mountain Road a few
Gus
years
Rader
ago.
helped us get one. put
Maybe
on
it is
the-
Gus, I'm sorry, I apologize.
It could be Gus as
I'm
well.
not sure who it is, they just told me, I talked to a guy.
We mentioned to
who worked today.
him, we couldn't see a hand in front of her face. And it wasn't good when you went out to your car, you could be hit, stabbed, shot, or whatever. So he put one in the perfect position for us, so.
Yeah,
Gus might be the one to talk to.
but they'll put up 3 to 5 a year, so if there's one in front of your house or not one, they'll at least come out and look at it for you.
It's worth a shot. I mean, worst case scenario, they say no, right? So,
Correct.
well, while I'm thinking about it, I'll give each one of y'all my card there. It has my information. Did I give you one earlier? Okay. Of course, you have my number, but there's that too with my email and everything too.
There's a grant.
I have that with me.
Don't get me started
Majority
on
of the
that.
time, if you need to, just text me or call me. If I don't answer right away, I'll get back with you. Being on night shift, I kind
To
of
look at it and.
try to catch up through the day, so.
Paid for so much.
But other than trying to do these flyers, that's, like I said, that's a great idea. I'm hoping we can get that going.
I was gonna say, we'll pass out flyers in our neighborhood if that would help.
Well,
Is there a way to pick them up or?
yeah,
Look at
and what
that
I can
first.
do-
Should you a mailer that way?
if your all's number's on there too, on the last list that y'all gave me, I'll try to do up a flyer, leave it upstairs at the office. Or even maybe if we know what area you're in, maybe we can try to give it to you guys. Worst case, come to the office and give it to you guys if you want to hand out flyers. That'd be great
Yeah.
too. But hopefully, if we can get some kind of mailer sent out, that'd be great.
Right.
I'm trying to think. Next month, is there any times it's bad for anybody for next month? Like, is the end of the month a bad time for everybody right now, or? I gotta look through here because we've got, I know like for myself and another office, we have a K-9 seminar coming up, so we gotta get our certifications for that. And then of course, we also have to have in-service training, so, but I don't think that's till May, so. Does the week of the 25th of March look bad for anybody? Is that okay for everybody? Roundabout? I mean, we'll shoot for the 25th, which is a Thursday, but hopefully it'll be one of those days, but I'll still have to contact them up here to make sure that's okay with Mary Ann. That they don't have anything planned, because I know they've been doing a lot of vaccinations and stuff up here too. So we don't want to interfere with any of that kind of stuff. But that's the week we'll shoot for. Just like I said, shooting for the 25th, but the worst case scenario, sometime that day of that week. So, if there's any questions though, if you guys wonder, hey, I haven't seen anything about a meeting, are we still having one? Again, shoot me a text. I can try to let you guys know, say, hey, this is what we're looking at. That way, if I, get sidetracked or miss something, I at least let you guys know to try to relay to everyone else and again get that chain going on that.
So 25th probably. is it?
Yes, so we'll shoot for the 25th and then go from there. So. Anything popping up your all's way that's been kind of catching your all's eye, or?
No, and I remember the last time I was here, I told people too, but with spring and stuff, did you go that again? I don't know if anybody new's here, but.
No, we've got the same people from last week, so, or last month.
Okay. So with the locking and not taking anything valuable if you're going on, that's just really important. But like Salmon Run or anywhere, people break in the vehicle so much and knock out windows, and so just be smart about taking stuff if you are going to go hike. Not nothing real valuable and leaving in your car. Women, especially with purses and stuff.
Now, I know one thing I have kind of seen as far as a night shift scene are some people, they're a little out of their mind or under the influence of something. So I don't know if they're leaving paraphernalia or any kind of syringes on the ground, so just kind of be aware of that in your area. Not that they are, but if somebody's acting like that and they're out of their mind, most usually it's under some type of drug use. So, so just kind of watch out for that. It's not been a lot of it. I've only seen one or two people kind of walking around at night, and then usually we catch them and take them in and go from there. So, but just one thing we've kind of been seeing, just keep your doors locked in your cars, because that's the first thing to do is they check those doors. If they're unlocked, they go through all that stuff. So, but like I said, not a lot of it, just your one or two typical ones we usually deal with, but when they see opportunity, they usually go for it. Other than that, that's about the only thing we've really seen. And then, of course, the red light issues. So we'll try to get that taken care of, or at least patrol more on that. So.
And if you see something you think strange or a vehicle that's you don't usually see, you might think to yourself, I don't want to call it in, I don't want to bother. Don't worry about that. If you think it's strange or weird, feel free to call in.
That's what
we're here for.
Yep.
We have no problem going out and checking it out. Anything that's out of the ordinary, any person you've never seen before walking down your road,
Can't hurt to
please
check it
call
out.
in. Don't ever think you don't want to bother us or something, because that's what we're here for.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, you're all our community. We want to make sure we take care of you guys, So we'll do the best we can on that. So it's never bothered like you were saying. Other than that, that's about all the information I've got tonight. Sorry I don't have more. Sorry for the lack of people as far as like tonight, but it's kind of one of those things there. Anything else you guys want to bring up? Oh, okay.
Do you guys have, you may not know, but any recommendation for like a home security system? Like a basic nothing, you know what I mean? There's so many like systems out there now, and do you guys have
The
anything
doorbell
like?
cameras seem to work really well.
What is it?
The doorbell, the camera, like the little eye cameras in
Like
the
the
doorbells.
called Ring?
Yeah, the rings and
Do you
the,
guys use anything like, just
We use
Personally.
Personally,
We have one, but
I like the system I have, but I don't like it. I've used the Blink system, which is purchased through Amazon.
yeah,
It's nice because it'll send you notifications if there's any kind of movement. Most of it's wireless that you can set up. It's easy to set up, but unless you have Wi-Fi, it's useless. If your internet goes out, it doesn't send you anything. You won't have anything recorded. So that's the only downfall with it. So, depending on internet provider you have, it could go down and you could be unprotected for that amount of time. But knock on wood, I've only had it happen once. I haven't really looked a lot into it if there's like an internal system I can put on it, because I know there's a spot for a USB port, so you might be able to put like a mini USB card in there or whatever, if it would download internally. But I'm pretty satisfied with it. I get notifications. Sometimes it's a little annoying because like if there's a squirrel or something runs by, then
right.
that pops up.
But it doesn't miss a lot.
No. I got mine set up. Once it detects the motion, it records for like so many seconds or a minute, and then sends it to me directly. Or you can do a live view right there and then too. So, but that's just camera systems. As far as like security systems, I don't know. Does a lot of people use ADT anymore?
I've seen a lot out in the county, but not.
Yeah, we really don't get a lot of alarm calls in the city.
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, our response times are fairly quick because we're literally, it's all here in the community versus out in the county. So, but like, even if you had a trail cam, I mean, I've seen some people, like, if you want something cheap and effective, just get a trail cam, stick it up somewhere. If something happens, you'll at least have that, and then you can go from there too, and it's worked, so.
I think another thing that's helped me, I've had two situations years ago, but, people like that, the darker it is, the more they feel secure of not getting caught. And I have lights on my garage, on my deck, and on my front porch. And even though deer walk by a lot and they turn them on, and I don't have beepers or anything, but I'm looking through my window and it's coming through the light through the door when I see them come on. Once I get up and look, the brighter it is around your house,
It's a big
the
deterrent.
better it is.
yeah, that'll deter somebody, probably.
Right, plus your neighbors can see them from across the
Yeah.
street.
And a big dog.
And that's the thing too, like if we're patrolling at night, it doesn't take much for somebody to see our headlights, and that's the biggest thing that I really hate is when we're patrolling, if there is somebody that's up to no good, as soon as they see those headlights coming, they can dart off into a bush or this and that and literally be gone, and hard for us to find sometimes. So, I mean, having that light could help on that end too, so. And there's nothing wrong with having a firearm for sure. You have the right to defend yourself as far as that end goes. So,
Mr. Browning's pretty good.
so luckily in this community, we're very blessed. I was actually talking to a gentleman the other day that actually moved from California to this area. He said, I lived in California forever and just it's gotten nuts. And I came here one time for something and just loved it. And he ended up buying an area here. And we're getting that a lot more often. We're getting people that's moving in from out of state to this area just because of how great it is. So hopefully we can keep it up to par because it is great and not have too much outside influence from all the craziness in the world. So.
A lot of the ladies don't want to be around guns, but I think the way things are becoming, they have to learn how to use and be prepared.
That was actually one of the trainings that we were wanting to put on is like a firearm safety class. Jason Lanham is actually a certified firearms instructor. I don't know if you're all familiar with Jason or not.
Yeah.
But he could probably, we talked about maybe having him come in and do a safety course or a class on that or a concealed weapons class maybe. and going from there, just talking about gun safety and, you know, let children know as far as that goes to inform them of the safety and what they really need to do as far as precautions. I think that's something that a lot of people don't teach their kids anymore is gun safety, which is very important because it's one of those things. But
You see it more and more often on TV that women are buying guns now.
mhm.
But they definitely got to be trained just like us men did.
Yeah. Yeah, gun, I mean, just because you have a gun doesn't mean, you know, if you don't know how to use it properly, it's not going to be any good, so. But other than that though, guys, that's about all I've got, unless anyone else has any topics they want to bring up or anything with that. All right, guys.
Had another heart attack watching West Virginia.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed. Let's hope it gets better. But thank you guys again. I appreciate y'all coming out. And again, we'll shoot for that week of the 25th of March and try to go from there, okay? And thank you guys also for coming out. So.